Really? Hmm, that's new. Make sure that this is working. Oop, wrong one.
I was recording. Was recording.
Check, check. 1 2 1 2. Check, check. 1 2 1 2. Okay, we're good. Audio, I think, is coming from the mic. Okay. Let's make sure that this is good. Headset. Yep. Sorry, this is going to be loud. Sorry, this is going to be loud. Okay. I got your picture. What's up, Terra Pub? Thank you for the $5 donations. Not needed, but much appreciated. How's it going, bud? I I didn't get a chance to start that print yet, but we will do that today. We will do it right now. How about that? Load it up into the bamboo slicer. I really should pull that into Tinkercad or a design program and fix the pinwheel part of it, because that really that triggers me that is not flush with that part. So no worries. I'm working on patching. You've been helping me out. Yeah, anytime, bud. No, I do not want that. Let's see if it's in my recently saved. There it is. I knew I had it. All right. You said you wanted that in a different color, though, right? I could do. I got a green. Not. It's not like a. I guess it's kind of like a highlighter green. But yeah, we'll throw it on there. We'll get it all set up here, sir. Here, we'll. You guys can be able to see this. Present. Uh, Share screen. Window. There we go. There you guys go. You can see what's going on. Green is good. All right. So yeah. So the issue that I have is this part right here. This pinwheel. Like I don't know what the designer was thinking about this, but this could have been a better design where it was more flush. I don't know what their thought process was on that, but it could have just yeah been a little bit better and flush with the face of the case. But as it sits right now, it's kind of a pain to get everything situated in there. So we're going to yeah, but like again, they could have put it flush. Like you see how there's a divot here, there's a divot there, so it doesn't make it look the prettiest. So um, so yeah. Anyway, not the end of the world. We can get it situated. So what we're gonna do, I think the supports on it are okay. Oh, I need to enable supports. Hold on. Enable automatic tree supports. We're good. And okay. Oh, that's right. We got to remove the supports from inside here. You think they were trying to redesign a Redaxia logo? Gotcha. So this is the part that we need to expel. So we need to support painting. We're gonna exit all of the support area in here because this will print fine. It's this part. Like this will print okay, but it's not, it doesn't come out the greatest in my opinion. So it's just best not to support it. Or the best to support it, I should say. All right. Okay. Now that we got that all set up, now we can go ahead and automatically do this. And we should be good as golden. Everything else is good. We might add a couple supports here and there to the base here. I'm worried about sagging right there. So, okay, that's got enough supports there. Let's go back in and add a couple more supports. Oop. I want to choose this model. There we go. It's a little bigger than what I really need, but whatever. Just makes it easier to do it all. That's pretty wide opening. Into the great wide open, under the skies of blue, a rebel without a crew. Okay, we are good at slicing that. Now we can slice this up and see how it looks. Okay, so now you can see we have quite a few more supports on there. That'll give us a better edge on this. Probably not really needed, but it just makes it a little bit easier. So, okay, so now that's separated. Now what we need to do is change the color on these. We're going to set filament. We're going to set it to green. We're going to slice. We'll put our device up to 55. Preheat the bed here. I'm not designing anything. I'm just printing something for a buddy of mine. Yeah, so that has to do with the build plate that I'm using. I'm using a SliceWorks build plate, and it is really, really nice. Now, normally I use the textured PEI sheets, so it kind of gives you like that 1980s dash look from a car. I really like that design personally, but that's just me. But the SliceWorks plate, I mean, you can't beat the adhesion on that thing. It's amazing. So I love it. Okay, so now that we got this preheated set up, it's going to take us a total of 2 hours and 49 minutes. Okay, we have A4 running in green, and we're ready to rock and roll. Okay. We got the build plate preheating. We got the nozzle heating. We got it doing its thing. Sorry, it's too loud. Shouldn't be. Cool, bud. Yeah, I'll probably be on here for about an hour or so, and then I'll switch over to my TikTok. That's usually where I hang out late at night. So everything's set up right now. It's probably going to purge the filament here. It's heating up to 220. So you'll see it purge out of there as it goes in. The camera's okay. There are much better printers with better cameras. Well, better cameras on printers. Like the FlashForge printers, they have a really, really nice camera. Think think I'm gonna have to replace that wiper. It's not doing its job 100% of what it's supposed to do. But this is cool because like I can go anywhere and I can keep an eye on this while it's printing. Now I will say this green has been a little problematic on the first go, so we might have to stop it and give it a um, second run. Trying to grab this piece. Damn it. Gotcha. All right, we'll let it do its bed leveling thing. It's kind of like Octoprint, but it's its own software. It's got an app on it, so like, all right, so they kind of have like this whole setup on their what they call Maker World. And what's cool about it is you can take a print that's on Maker World and you can just send it to the printer whenever you're away from home. So, what's up, Darth Golem? How's it going, man? Excuse me. So as you can see, it's kind of like lasering. Hey, that's perfectly fine. Printing is actually pretty cheap to get into now. You could buy a very small desktop version of this printer for about $200. Or if you wanted one to print the ability to print in 4 different colors, then it's about $100 more, I think, give or take. Oh, you got an A1 combo? Yep. Those are really, really good, I hear. I got my son an A1 mini combo, and he absolutely loves that thing. Um, yeah, that's about $1,200. I have the extra AMS, so it was like, I don't know, it was like $2,500 for everything. I think when it was like 22 when it was all said and done because I got some parts, I got some other stuff, so um, and I got some rolls of filament. But this one's really nice because it's literally just like a click and print setup, and you can put really anything on it. Um, and it'll just print and go. Oh, we got to remove that. So it looks like we're starting with the supports first. We'll see how these go down. Like I said, we might have to restart it because this color has been kind of iffy. Sometimes it prints okay. Sometimes it's just it needs a second to catch up. All right. Well, let's see here. There we go. Can I move this? No. Why would you let me allow me to move it? That would make sense. StreamYard. Like I would love to just be able to take this and move it down here a little bit. Maybe even make it smaller. Right. So that's rocking and rolling. Let's get this situated. Okay. I got your picture. All right, sir. Um, Go to the Book of Faces. Okay. Integrated Z-axis module. All right, so we're gonna stop sharing this screen, and we're gonna share a different screen here. So here, you guys can take a look at the new uniformation here. So this is the Uniformation GK3. It is the larger printer to the Uniformation GK1 and GK2. This boasts dual linear rails, a ball screw setup, so that should allow it to have faster z-axis movement. We'll see how that goes. The build volume on this is going to be 300 by 160 by 300, so very, very large build volume. Maybe not large in this day and age, but hey. What's up, Reprinted? How's it going? Peter. Smart auto-detected heating system. Keep proper temperature for stable printing, which this is one of the things that was always nice about the GK2, and I see they've incorporated it into the GK3, is the fact that the vat is technically heated, but it's heated from below source. So it's a different style of vat heating, which I think might provide a little bit better usage out of it because it's directly heating the bottom, which is where you're printing at. So it makes sense that this would be a better heating system. Whether or not that's true or not, we'll see. But hey, what's up, Mr. Poole? How's it going? Still waiting on Frozen to send out my Sonic Mega 8K V2. Oh, yeah, that's right. You got that. That's awesome. My 8K is starting to see some better days. So there's like what 30 LEDs in there, give or take, probably less. I'm probably over exaggerating it, but the LED system that's in there is starting to have some wear and tear, and one of the LEDs has went out. But the funny thing is they over engineered it so much that it doesn't matter. So it still prints fine. Now, if I start losing more LEDs, then we're going to have a problem, and I might consider upgrading. You've been waiting 2 months now. Wow. Now, is it Frozen or is it Matter Hackers? Because I weren't you the one that was getting it through Matter Hackers? So it might be Matter Hackers. I know some people have them. I didn't bother asking them for another 8K. So it's Frozen. Matter Hackers arranged for them to drop ship to me. Well, hopefully that's the case. We'll see. I would definitely look into talking to somebody about that and just verifying everything. So yeah, moving on with the Uniformation GK3. As you can see, we still have the amazing build plate that it has. This is what I wish all resin printers had on their build plates. It is hands down the best build plate out there, period. Formlabs has a similar build plate. I don't know who was first because This is an old build plate design way, way back in the day. So I'm not sure who was first, but either way, this design is awesome. So I've been calling MatterHackers every week about it. Okay, cool. As long as everything's situated, because that's a lot of money, and I would definitely be very concerned about it. So yeah, automatic resin feeding system. This is something that has been incorporated with these style printers under the WeBox name for a long, long time, for like 5 years now. Um, they have just improved it, made it a little bit more ergonomic, less clunky, and more compact. And so that's kind of nice. I don't think that it has a reclaim feature, which I'm a little disappointed about, but it seems like there's very few companies that have that reclaim feature. So it looks like it does have resin level detection too, so that's kind of cool. It's got an automatic system for that. It's really, really nice. And this is the printing ecosystem. So this is the GK3 Ultra. I really wish that people would just stop naming it Ultra. Just name it the GK3. There's no need to call it the Ultra. But unlike everybody else, Uniformation is only going to release one printer that I'm aware of. Unlike Elegoo and Anycubic, where they have, the M7 and then the M7 Pro, if I think they even did that. But they had the M5 and the M5 Pro, or Elegoo with the Saturn 3 and then the Saturn 3 Ultra, or the Saturn 4 and the Saturn 4 Ultra. They're actually just going to do it once. So you have the Uniformation GK3 here. You have the washing system that has different filter systems. I don't know if I'm getting this with the printer. I'll be honest, it's probably not going to be something that I'm looking into. But if they send it to me, they send it to me. We'll probably just end up selling it to somebody or giving it to somebody, whoever. And then the small cure box, which again, we have a pretty good cure box here. We have the Mega Cure, and that works. So seems like it would be tricky to clean the pump. Yeah, sorta. It's all enclosed, so you really shouldn't have an issue, but there should be a way to remove this line and get it out of there. So I think this is exactly how it sits in the system. So it actually is a gravity fed system from what it looks like. And then they have a hose that goes over here, comes on down, and then comes over here. So this hose should be easily detachable and able to be cleaned, because there are some resins out there that will need some additional cleaning for sure. Like the red wax resins, those leave a lot of stuff behind. Some dental resins leave some stuff behind, so it's really hard to keep that stuff clean. But yeah, you should be able to remove it and clean the system if you need to, or just fill this thing up with isopropyl alcohol. Hopefully, they release extras of this, which I don't see why they wouldn't, and that way people can have a clean system in it. So one is filled for your resin and one is filled for your cleaner. That would easily work on everything. So yeah, but here's all the announcements and everything. So yeah, very interesting. We will be getting our hands on it. I don't know when, but definitely going to take a look at that. I really don't know where I'm going to put it. We might put it into place of the GK2. I really don't want to get rid of that printer. That's a really good printer, but if the GK3 proves to be just as good, I mean, the obvious choice is going to be the GK3 because it has much more upgrades on it and it's a bigger printer. I do have a little bit of space right in between here. It's just off camera. You guys can't see it, but there's space between that and the battery backup, which I might end up moving that battery backup somewhere else. We might maybe like mount it on the top here or on the bottom shelf on the bottom side, just to get it up out of the way so we can have a little bit more room, because you should be able to fit two larger printers up here with the Mega. The big problem with the Mega is its swing doors, so it's kind of a pain in the ass to get this. So the problem is you have to back up your printers as far as you possibly can to make sure that nothing hits it. So my AMS is backed up, my GK2 is backed up, so that way I have the ability to open it up wide. I don't necessarily need it. Like, obviously, I can get the build plate out if it's right there. So it's not the end of the world if I push this a little bit forward, but it looks a little clunky in my opinion if you do it this way and then you gotta try and maneuver the build plate out of there. It's a whole process, but yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know. How many resin printers do I have? Well, let's count because it fluctuates all the time. So I have the world's smallest resin printer just out of shot here. It is the Tiny Maker. It's literally palm sized. Like, it fits in my hand just like that. So, I mean, technically, yes, that's a resin printer. So we'll go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I have 13 resin printers, one still in a box, which I'm probably gonna end up selling to somebody. It was a printer I won a while back, and I never really used it. There's no need for me to use it actually, but it's practically a brand new printer. So I have 13 resin printers. I have 2 FDM printers. And I have 2 chocolate printers. Yes, you heard that right. Chocolate 3D printers, which we do some content with that from time to time, but those are really 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 niche. And the problem is they just they require a lot of babysitting. So all right. Now what do we need? So here, if you guys want to see a print off of the Tiny Maker, here is a very, very small miniature. This is a samurai miniature. I see lifted up a little bit. Ooh boy. Although I think he's still printed fine. We'll see. I'm gonna let him drip off a little bit, but yeah, chocolate edible prints, which is great because you could just eat your failures. So it's really really cool. Yeah, 13, but you still haven't tried resin. So sad, Jojo. Here, I'll show you guys the Tiny Maker in all of its glory. This is the world's smallest production resin printer, the Tiny Maker. It holds about 10 milliliters of resin to the max line. The vat could probably hold maybe 30 milliliters of resin. And I actually did a full build plate print. So a cube, essentially, or type of cube. So here's all the prints that we printed off of it so far. Obviously, they're miniatures. A lot of them are articulating because I really wanted to show that off and showcase how it can articulate. But here's one of the prints off of it, which is a miniature version of me. Which this file is available for anybody to print. It is on Cults 3D under the Akuma mods. So, but yeah, this is the only time I've ever done a print like this, and it printed beautifully. But there's your dimensions for it: 40 by 30 by 54 millimeters. That was a full build volume print. Can anybody guess how much this weighs? How much resin we took? A lot less than what you would probably think. This is solid, by the way. It is not hollow. This is a solid print. Solid brick. And yes, if you are wondering, stuff does still articulate off of the printer. So that's so that's the thing. The DPI is horrendous for this printer. So like most of these printers are like 50 microns, right? That's fairly good. Okay, that's average, I'd say, for resin printers. I'd say all these are within that ballpark. Okay, from the 30 to 50 range, right? But that is 137 or 127. One of the two, I forget. I think it's 127. But yeah, it is really, really small. These are the resin bottles that I use for it. So I have like this one loaded up with Yusu metallic gold. So this one, I just printed one with that. Here, where's the print off of that? So this is the coin from the Goonies. Didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to. Like the gold separated it too easily. But it came out pretty detailed. It's not the greatest, but it still produces good results. Price wise, so you could actually buy this printer. It is on Indiegogo, so it's still in like production style. The Kickstarter is just about ready to start shipping, but you can pre-order this on Indiegogo for $120, and it also comes with a wash and cure station. So, yeah. And the wash and cure station is just as big as this printer is. So it's a miniature one. And what's cool is like they have a duffel bag that you can put the wash and cure and this inside of and just take it on the go with you. Because here's the cool thing about it. This can be ran off of a battery. So you don't need a power source at home. Like I have a battery bank that's a 30,000 milliamp battery bank, and this will hold printing pretty much all day printing. So, and it is a little bit slower because it's RGB, so it's older. It is USB-C plug-in, but whatchamacallit? Yeah, it uses micro SD. USB-C, can run on a battery bank because it only takes 5 volts at 2 amps, I think it was, right? If I'm not mistaken. By the way, this is the shipping box that it comes in, which is the funniest thing ever. Yeah, 5 volts at 2 amps. It weighs 1.3 pounds. So, pretty insane. But this is the box that it comes in. It's literally a miniature pallet. It sits on there with the little Tiny Maker logo. So cool. So much fun. Probably the best packaging for a resin printer that I have ever seen. And yes, I literally went out and I bought a little RC forklift to unbox this thing. It was great. And yes, it does print very, very small things as well. If you guys can even see that, that is a Zal 3D shark. Now it doesn't articulate, but it is an articulated shark. It's supposed to, but yeah, it does print and it prints it perfect. So really, really small stuff. It can go all the way down to. Not the finest of details. You can definitely see some layer lines if you look at it closely. You will definitely see it with the naked eye. Unlike most of these printers, if use uh, you use like a really crappy settings on any of these other printers, it's still going to be hard for you to find the like bad details on it. But this one, you can definitely see that there's some pretty bad details on it. But yeah, it still prints very, very good. I absolutely love it. I've been printing mostly Zao items on there, some little miniatures. You know, basically we took a lot of stuff and we sized it down. Unfortunately, Cinderwing crystal dragons do not size down very well. If maybe I can get with her or somebody from there to try and size it down so it's still flexible, that would definitely work. All right, let's check in on our print, see how it's going here, shall we? Uh, we may have to redo one of these. Oh no, it's just the way that it looks. It looked like we might have had some mush on it, but it's okay. So here we can take a look at this window here. You guys can see how ridiculously fast it's going. And we can slow this down if we really wanted to, but this is just normal speed. It is really, really fast on normal speed. If I kicked it up a notch, it would be pretty crazy. So what, we've been live streaming for about 45 minutes. We'll probably stay on here for a full hour of the streaming. I need a hero holding on to You're done patching, going to bed. All right, bud. You have a good one. As you can see, your print is running away here, looking good. Oh, does it stop that? Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, and it should be done within the hour and a half. Anytime, man. Yeah, and I'll probably have this shipped out tomorrow, I would guess. Not what's today? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Ah, nice. I was just gonna say, I'm not sure how good your soldering skills are, but you could always just replace the RTZ if that's a possibility. I don't know. I don't know. Well, yeah, we're looking good, looking good, looking good. All right, so that's done. Now, what I've been wanting to do. What did I do here? Oh, that's right. I use Shitubox. So for the first time, I use Shitubox for the uniformation because the it's just easier to integrate it. As much as I love the Prusa slicer that they have, um, I like it. Compared to you, it sucks. I mean, I'm probably right on par there, but it's been a couple of years since I've done some soldering, so definitely need a refresher course for sure. Aha, we do have uniformation. That's pretty good right off the clip. Oh, Jesus. Ah, oh, damn it. I broke it. Oh, that's a fail print. That was a cool print, damn it. Always got to be breaking shit. Oh, well. Wait a minute. They did send me a different bottle. Where is the other bottle? I don't know. I put it down here somewhere. Lucy, I'm home. I remember your headless pies, right, dude? That was so much fun. Those were the bane of my existence. I don't know why I put myself through those. Like they were fun, but not fun at the same time. Yeah. Well, that's toast. All right. All right. Where are we at? Okay. Hey, I was hoping you were online. I am checking around Prime Day deals and wanted your advice. I have about $400 and was debating on the Anycubic Wash and Cure Max for 300 or the Frozen Cure Mega S for 325 and finding some workaround for washing. Um, so the Wash and Cure Max is going to be very specific use. So if you're planning on doing large models that are hollowed, really anything that's hollowed, I don't suggest it. I don't. I personally am not a big fan of it. You can check out my review on my YouTube about it. It's not a bad system, but it has a very specific use. Like I said, I personally like the submerged systems, like the Mega Wash. I use that, and then I also have the Mega Cure. So I have both of those. If you can swing both of those, that's great. But if not, the closest that I would say that you can get to anything would be the Anycubic Wash and Cure Plus. Um, but again, it's not super big anymore. So really, this is the largest one. And the other downside to the submerged system is it is very, very expensive. So this has 24 liters that you can throw in here. So that's like seven gallons of I use denatured alcohol. And so just to give you an idea, a 5 gallon drum was $80, right? Am I right on that? I think I'm right. Yeah. So a 5 gallon drum filled pretty much most of this for $80. So in total, I think this thing takes about $100 worth of denatured alcohol. So it's not the most cost effective, in my opinion, but it is the largest. It does wash what needs to be. Now, if you want to try and find something a little bit cheaper, look at eMake 3D or who's the other one? Apex Maker. They make pretty large wash and cure systems that are pretty nice looking. Here we can go and do some searching here since we're online here. Um, let's go. Okay, so just posting up some deals here. Let's get everything situated. Let's go to Apex Maker. Let's find them. Let's go to eMake 3D. Check them out. Okay. So let's go and share my screens here, and we're just going to do window. Yeah, there we go. All right. So we have eMake 3D. Let's go to, I think it's accessories, maybe? Nope. Maybe it's under printers. There we go. So eMake 3D has a washing machine, which is 385 by 385 by 250. So pretty large wash station for $269. Okay, so your budget is 400, right? Okay, so minus 269, that's 131. Now we got to see if that's including shipping. Let's go to we're just going to add this to the cart. And then we're going to go to printers and we're going to look at their cure station. SDSLA. Here's their cure station. Wow, their cure station is quite expensive. So their cure station is $560, but it is a big cure station. It is the biggest on the market. 400, 400, 400. I think my Mega S is like 300 by 300, if I'm not mistaken. So that's quite ridiculous for its size. So let's go back to the card here. We're just going to remove this, see if we can swing something else. Because really, the cure part is going to be the easier one. So, in my opinion, you're going to want to try and go for the wash station. So let's see. We're gonna do shipping. Let me move this over because I don't want you guys to see my shipping info here really quick. Okay, so shipping is another $100. So basically, this gets you. This is $369. Now I don't know when they're gonna ship this stuff, but $369 for the wash on there. Let's look at. This is essentially the same company. They just brand themselves differently. So let's go to accessories. Let's see. So the wash station is even more on this, but that might be included with the shipping. So let's see here. Nope, shipping is not included. Yeah, so that would be, that in my opinion would be a better buy to go and do that. So let's go and look at Frozen. Go to their USA website. All right, let's go to accessories. I think that's where it would be. And they should have a deal going on. So right now their Mega S, which is what I have, is on sale for $263. And the cool thing about it is you could do payments on it. So if you're somebody who's a little bit tight on stuff, you could go ahead and order this and the Cure box from them, and you can make payments on it. So that's kind of cool if you're okay with that. So let's see. We're gonna add this to the cart. It says we saved $36. Okay, cool. You'll love this with it. Nope. Okay, let's go to checkout. I think this is not including shipping as well. Yeah, so $354 with shipping included. So yeah. So all of them are pretty expensive. They're right in your $400 range, but in my opinion, go with the wash stations over a Cure box. It's going to be easier. So, but again, if you want to go a little bit cheaper, the Anycubic is definitely cheaper. Let's go to Amazon and let's look up the Any. Well, you know what? Let's go to Anycubic because they probably got a better deal. So let's see. Gooseneck light. What? Oh my God, there's so much spam on this. Okay, so where is the curing accessories? Ah, there we go. Wash and cure machines. Let's see this. All right, so this is the Plus. I don't know if it's as big as the old one, but that's what I pretty much used religiously until I got really large machines. So let's see. The build volume on this is 228 by 128 by 260. So I don't know. It doesn't seem as big as the original one. 12,000 milliliters. Let's see what my bucket used to hold. I still have one of the older buckets here. Oh yeah, it holds a lot more. So the original bucket only held 8,500 milliliters. This one holds 12,000. So that's nice. It is a larger bucket. So um, so that's fairly cheap, $189, and this is a 2-in-1. So this is what makes this stand out over most of the other ones. Now I'm still not a big fan of the sizing on this though. Like most of the printers that I have are bigger than this. So it's just kind of, it's okay. It gets the job done, but it's still not 100%. So like I wish I knew what the original was. Oh, okay. So the Anycubic Wash and Cure Plus was 6.7 liters. This is 8.4. Oh, that's good that they do a side by side of it. So that's cool. I see they have a whole new basket set up too. That's way better. Increased by about 13.4% to 7.6 liters. Yeah, so I mean, if you don't have something super big, look into this. This is a pretty good size. So this is actually bigger than the Wash and Cure Plus I used to have. So this is pretty good. It's up 25%. So yeah, this might be a good buy for you. If you don't have like super large printers, then I think this would be a better buy because it's only $189 and it's a 2-in-1. And in my opinion, the Anycubic ones they were great. I had the Anycubic for like 2.5, 3 years. I had the original Anycubic one, and then I got the Anycubic Plus. What's up, Crystal? Thank you. Really appreciate it. Finally got my Apex maker, but been still getting post-processing logistics figured out. Extra layer of difficulty being in Hawaii. So post-processing. So I will tell you, there's one thing that has helped me a lot. Let me see if I can find this. If you haven't downloaded it already, there is a drip mount. So here, let me share my screen again. Okay, this is a game changer. Okay, now what it's going to do, and this works very well. I 3D printed this in FDM, and they work perfectly fine for the build plate. The only thing that I don't like is it's a whole little process where you take the build plate off, you slip this on. So you're like holding the build plate with one hand while putting this on with the other and screwing it down. And it's kind of nice because it's got this little locking mechanism right there. So you can just kind of slide it in there. You don't necessarily have to lock it down, but it's best to lock it down so it doesn't move around or slip out. And then the build plate just sits there just like this. So that will help a lot of your processing and leakage and stuff like that from dripping all the way off and just dripping into the vat. Just, give it 10, 15 minutes, let it drip, and it'll be fine. And then once you're done, you can just take this off and then take the mount out. I don't think this has room for it, if I remember correctly, so you just have to keep it next to the printer. But this is definitely a game changer. So look up Apex Maker on Cults 3D, and this is the guy who designed it. He's a great guy. He also has a bottle dripping setup for it as well. So if you need to drip all your extra bottle stuff into it, this will help out as well. So yeah, so I think that will help a lot with your post processing. And then the other thing is get yourself a as large as you can find, silicone mat, and make sure that it has a slight lip on it. So that way, if resin does get on there, it doesn't like drip off anywhere. I personally use the Wham Bam slap mats, which they're kind of expensive for most people, but Amazon carries a lot of similar mats. They might not be the same quality as the Wham Bam, but they do the same thing. So you might just end up having to replace it down the line. And at that point, you might think about just investing into a Wham Bam. But again, I know they're kind of more expensive for most people. But they really are a great mat. I pretty much have this area for my work. It's what, maybe 3 feet of workspace. So I have all my stuff. I put it into my wash station, let it dry on the slap mat, and then right underneath the desk, I have my cure box right there. So everything's just all in this area, all in one, ready to rock and roll. So it's very, very simple. So and then obviously just wear gloves and everything, and you'll be okay. So no worries. But if you need extra steps, just let me know. I'm always here. I will say, out of resin printing, that is the hardest thing to try and figure out is your process flow. That is something a lot of people struggle with, and I get it because your brain just doesn't function right, and I my brain doesn't function right, but when it comes to certain things, I have to have them in a specific order. It's kind of like OCD. So I have it set up a certain way. And yeah, it works very well for me. It's worked for the past, what, 5 years that I've had it set up like this pretty much. I mean, some things have changed over the time, but for the most part, it stayed the same on how we do things. But everything's all right here. All my tools are just out of the camera shot here. They're sitting right there. My build plate's sitting right here for the GK2. So, I mean, everything is just all in one area, so I can easily get to it and create the least amount of mess possible. But yeah, as for the Anycubic Wash and Cure Max, it is $339 right now. It's kind of a bigger bullet to bite. Is it worth it? Again, it really depends on how you are utilizing things. I will tell you that it's going to save you a lot in terms of like IPA or denatured alcohol or whatever wash you use. It's going to save you a lot of money on that. But again, it's very specific use. You're not going to get a good. It's not going to be a good setup for anything that's hollowed. Solid parts, miniatures, yeah, this 100%. That is you all day if you do that type of stuff, or don't do anything that's hollowed. Okay, go ahead and get the Anycubic Wash and Cure Max. It's probably going to be a better thing. The only thing I would suggest is if they have the ability to buy extra tubes, I would definitely do that, because the only quirky thing that they have about the Wash and Cure Max is the fact that the last cycle drains into a little collapsible bucket, and I personally don't like that. So if you can find an extra tube and maybe an extra tub, because it comes with 2 tubs, one for water and one for wash, then you can add another one on the back for your drained setup, which I'm looking at it right now to see if maybe they have an extra tub. They do have an extra tub for $23, and they have extra tubes for another $16. So another, $30 or whatever, $35. Okay. $2.99 on Prime right now for the Anycubic Wash and Cure Max. Okay, cool. So yeah, I don't know if so they only sell them in two. I gotcha. Okay. So yeah, yeah, you can go with the Anycubic Wash and Cure Max. That's up to you, but like I said, in my opinion, it's not for me. It might be for you, but again, if you're doing anything hollowed, it's not going to be a good day. It's not going to be. So you might as well just stay with what you're used to and don't go down the path of the dark side. No, no, just choose wisely. Again, I like the submerged systems. I think those provide the best quality wash. Um, Whereas this is like more of a misting system, and it's not a bad system. It just has its, like I said, its specific use. And I keep rambling on, so I'm gonna shut up about that. Let's see. They have the M3 and the Wash and Cure for $1,000 right now. It's a pretty good deal. Unitech 3D. So $2.99 on Amazon. Yeah, so it's $299. Oh, and they do sell the detergent container for $25. Now, do they sell the cords? That's the other question. I mean, the cords you could probably find anywhere at like your local Home Depot. They're just simple like um, hoses for like washing machines and stuff like that. But you are correct. I use both styles depending on the prints. Right. And that's the thing. Like I do so many different prints that for me the Wash and Cure Max, it just wasn't for me. It's a cool system. I get what they're doing. I think it needs a little bit more tweaking, maybe by the time the Wash and Cure Max 2 comes out, that might be a more refined system, a little bit more well thought out. But that's really like the only major downfall that I had with it was how it drained out to the last cycle into the bucket. I wasn't a big fan of that. Um, I actually ended up with water all over the damn place. And I even had some issues with it being hooked up because one of the couplers was bad. So it was just instantly leaking everywhere, all over the floor. So that was a fun time. But once we got everything rectified, it worked perfectly fine. It worked the way that it needed to. So yours has stopped rotating. Oh no. This is no bueno, my friend. You're talking about a Wash and Cure Max that stopped rotating? I'm curious, my friend. Oh yeah, that was a fun stream. Were you on that stream? Haven't even used it in 2 months. Ah, no, that's not good. Let's see here. What's new? Recommendations. More. Yeah, the one that has the two reservoirs and drains into a bucket. Okay, cool. Yep. Seems to be that's the name of the game. All right, let's see if they got multifunctional 3. Oh, you know what? I gotta email somebody back. I totally forgot to do that today. Damn it. That was an important email I needed to send. Just gotta make sure that we get it sent out tonight. Okay, so I hate Amazon's setup for their pages. Like if you click on, like I'm on Anycubic's page, and I'm trying to find if they have the tubes there for sale as well. But the problem is A, trying to search for the tubes, what they're called, I'm sure I can find them. Water pipe. Nope, they don't have it. Container. Let's see if I can even find this. Okay, so they do have the container. All right, cool. Been meaning to contact Anycubic about it. Yeah, I definitely would. Speaking of that, Anycubic, they said that they were going to send me a printer here, and that was a while ago. I wonder what's going on. Like I understand that I'm not anybody of any concernable amount in terms of content creator and stuff like that, but when you tell me that you're going to send me something and then you ghost me for a little while, that doesn't look very good. And I really hate to be the person to reach out and be like, hey, you guys said you would send me a machine. Then I kind of feel like the a-hole and, demanding things of stuff that really wasn't mine to begin with. And I feel, what do they call that? Like privileged. And I don't really want to feel like that. And I'm sure people will automatically comment about that because, well, that's people. That's the internet. Um, so I didn't really want to call out a company, but I had to, and I still really haven't heard from them. And apparently, it's not just me. It's like 4 or 5 other creators that I am aware of right now. Now we're all smaller creators, but still, it's the fact that when you guys have an agreement with us, that doesn't make things right. I'm talking about FL Sun right now, not Anycubic. Anycubic did say that they were going to send me a machine, but they said in due time, so I wasn't gonna hold my breath on anything because Anycubic's always rocky with me. Elegoo is pretty much non-existent because they hate that I bash on their machines so much for being like the Honda IKEA of the resin printing world, where they offer you all this great stuff, but in reality, the printers are just okay. So, yeah. I think we're going to call the live stream here in a little bit. We're an hour and 20 minutes in. I'll call it an hour and 30 minutes in. So we'll hang around for another 10 more minutes. Call it a night, and then I'm gonna jet on over to my normal daily routine of the Tiki Talks. So if you guys want to join me over on Tiki Talk, you can go ahead and do that. And yeah, I just call my name, and I'll be there. I'll be there to protect you. Thank you. I'll be here all day. Yeah. So now, we were talking about wash and cure stations, and I always miss what I consider the best one, but it really isn't the best one. So the best wash and cure system out there, the 2-in-1 systems, is actually the Creality ones. I mean, they're not even Creality. They're made by another company, which is this company, the company that makes this printer, PioNext or PioCreate, whatever they're calling themselves now. That's who makes all their resin stuff, which they don't mess around. They don't pull their punches with this. But the Creality, is it UW03? I think it is now. That should be the largest one right now. If they, it says 31% stronger vortex. So I haven't really seen a lot about that wash and cure system, but that was the major concern about it, is that it didn't wash as well as it should. Like, and the cool thing about the Creality ones is it has 2 separate settings. It has a low and a high. Now, this Frozen has that as well, but that one's easier integrated. It's a nicer setup. It's more compact because it's not just a wash station; it is a wash and cure. I personally like the two-in-one system, but I know once you go big, it's kind of hard to get that all pulled off for some reason. But hey, you know what? It is what it is, and we'll deal with it. Um, but yeah, if this is boasting what it says, then this might be the best wash and cure that money can buy if you're looking for the two-in-one system. So let me see if I can find what the sizing is on this. So it says 10.64 liters, so that's bigger. But the other thing is how big is it? Perimeter cube. Okay, for ball casters, that's great. It just needs some dimensions, people. Okay, so directly washing prints attached to a build plate, 8.9 inch or 10.3 inch. Okay, so that's most printers nowadays. Making full use of the 6.72 liter. That's half of what AnyCubic's at. 210 by 160 by 200, which I think the AnyCubic is smaller than that. Let's go look at the Wash and Cure Plus. Oh, they still have the Wash and Cure Plus. Like the OG one. Hold on. We got to get this guy back in here. Okay, so it is 190 by 245. Wait, a new version? Say what? But you guys only have one. Oh, there we go. So the hanging cleaning size is 192 by 120 by 235. Okay. So what is the Wash and Cure Plus 3? 230. Oh, so it is significantly larger. Uh, yeah, it is. It is much bigger. Okay. So yeah, this does 12 liters. That's 230 by 140 by 260. This is 210 by 160 by 200. So the Anycubic is actually the larger one. Okay. Now the question is, do they have wash cure? Damn it, I can't see. I can't see. Okay, so they don't have that. And so the only difference it really is it's slightly smaller than, yeah, so that Anycubic Wash and Cure 3 Plus is going to be a better buy. That's going to be your best bang for your buck if you're looking for an all AIO wash system, wash and cure system. Um, do I have a link to my favorite wash and cure? I can take a look and see what it is on Amazon, but my favorite one currently is the Wash Mega, but that might be out of somebody's price range. And a lot of people don't need one this size. I have it because I have very large printers like the Mega. Most people have like the Uniformation printer, so like a 10.3 inch printer. So that's the Anycubic Wash and Cure 3 Plus would be the best bang for your buck. and it is currently going for 149. Whoa, $149 on Amazon right now, which is just insane. So let me switch my account here really quick, and we will I will shill out my damn it, my Amazon affiliate link, because why not? If you guys really want to purchase it. Currently have the Elegoo Wash and Cure, but I feel the flow is kind of weak. So that's one thing that I am concerned about. I have not personally tried the Wash and Cure 3, but in in the past, all of the Anycubics have been the best in terms of washing. I've wanted other companies to match them, and that couldn't happen. So yeah, if you get it, let me know how good it is. Again, I have personally not touched it, so hopefully that shows up there. I don't know if it does. Let me know if you guys can see that. I guess I could check my Amazon or my YouTube's. It does. Okay, cool. Yep, it's on there. Awesome. Great. Great. Grand. Wonderful. No yelling on the bus. All right. So yeah. So go ahead and check that out. I have a pretty good confidence that it's going to be a good wash for you. And just my personal opinion, I like the singular wash and cure systems. So what's up, Hezliz? How's it going? We're just chatting about wash systems for your resin printing needs. Um, but yeah, that's a really good deal. And for $149, like, that's untouchable, man, because that's a larger wash system, it's a larger cure system, and it's got some cool features on it. Like, it's got a little spotlight that you can put on it. You can do a double decker now. So they have a plate and then they have another plate that you can put on top. Where was that? Like, we needed that a while ago, man. But that's great. They've done a lot of work with these. So I am very happy with the way that the new wash and cures look. I do like them a lot. Just for me personally, I need bigger, so I just don't use them anymore. So, how are you today, Missy? Resin, resin is for you. I will observe from afar. Hey, you know what? At some point, you may want to get into it. You know, you might want to join the toxic crew. Thanks. Order with the link. I'll go with this for now for the price. Consider from there if need something bigger. And so here's the great thing. Okay, you guys are ordering from that link, which I absolutely thank you for ordering from. By the way, I think if you guys order anything through that link, it will give me a kickback to it. What that is, I have no idea. Usually electronics, they don't really give you much. But hey, anything is anything to support me, and I thank you for that. But anyway, the cool thing about this is, okay, let's say you guys do get the Wash and Cure 3, and it's not something that is for you. Well, it's Amazon. You can always return it. So you have that, what, 30-day window or whatever. So I mean, it's really nice to have that capability. So um, yeah, I think this will be a good deal for you guys, though. I am the color swap queen. We are a royal family. 'Cause you'll never be royals. I don't know the rest of that song. It's been a long time since I heard that song play. Whoa, whoa. It's all right. I'll just turn it into Weird Al Yankovic and make up my own lyrics right on the spot. It's one of the things I can do pretty well, actually. But what's funny is I can't really rap, or at least maybe I haven't really tried it. But like rapping is usually like that, where like you're thinking about things right on the fly to go, and you're always usually a step in front of yourself. So scared zombie singing Little Boxes today. That's great. How are you guys, by the way? You guys enjoying the good old land? I'm gonna be. Oh, I don't know exactly where you are, but I'm gonna be in the Niagara Fall area just for a short while. Next week we're gonna be driving from Chicago. We're gonna go up through Detroit, and we're gonna stop at Niagara. I think on Sunday or Monday. I gotta check my schedule. Excuse me. And we're gonna be at the Niagara Canuckastani side because now we all have our passports, so I can travel the world. And I'm gonna go see Niagara Falls for once, so it'll be nice. But that'll be next week. So scared him. What's up, Mr. Kevin? How's it going, K2 Kevin? How is everybody? It's weird to see the Twitch people flowing in here like that. I definitely need to get more on Twitch. I think Twitch camaraderie is a little bit better. Like the back and forth is a little better on it. But yeah, I'll have to do just like a Twitch stream one of these days, or maybe just start doing it like every Tuesday or something like that, and just me chit chatting and maybe have some friends join if need be. But I definitely need to figure out how to set up everything because Twitch it's out there for me. So that's funny. The Anycubic has that dual layer cure. I've always used my old clear filament spools as a platform, right? And that was one of the things that I was like, wait a minute, they have the double decker now, so that is nice. That is something that the community had needed for a while. And I never really brought that to their attention because I thought more or less it was a niche thing. Like me, I run a resin print farm. So it's like, for me, that works, but not for everybody. So it might have been a little bit over the top. So I never really mentioned it, but I'm glad that they incorporated it. So, oh, fun. That's where one side of my family is from. I was born there. You're in Montreal. Gotcha. But I have lots of suggestions if you want. Niagara on the Lake is a great area. So I would take your suggestions, but I'm literally going to be there for like just a couple hours, really. What we're going to do is we're going to drive pretty much most of the day into Niagara. We're going to spend the night on the Canadian side on Niagara. We're going to take the boat tour in the morning, and then we're going to jet because we're heading to Boston. That's our destination. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to Niagara in the morning. We're going to do the morning tour. Once that's done, we're gonna hop back into the car, and then for lunch, we're gonna stop in Buffalo, New York, and stop at the original Buffalo Wing place. I forget the name of it, but that's where we're gonna stop. So, how's that fancy tiny resin pocket printer? It is awesome. I just finished another print on it right now. I mean, I got a whole bunch of prints from it. Like this is a whole bag of prints. This is great because I could just carry this around anywhere and just show it off to people. Like this is a full size build volume print that I did. So really, really cool. Or we could do like super miniature prints. Like there you go. You guys can there we go. We can see that a little bit now. That's a little tiny Zao 3D shark. Doesn't articulate because it's all together because it's so small, but yeah. And Buffalo has great restos and stuff like La Hacienda. Ooh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, but we're definitely going to stop there for wings. Maybe on the way back we'll stop somewhere else because I know somebody in that area, so I might stop back and just say hey and check out his place and say hi. Um, but yeah, it'll be uh, it'll be a fun little trip. But yeah, we're essentially going to Boston. I'm going there because, well, I've really never been to Boston, and so one of the lovely things that I tend to do because autism is so much fun is I copy people, and I don't mean it in a demeaning way, but I copy accents quite a lot that intrigue me, and I'm pretty sure when we get there, I'm gonna start talking like a Bostoner. I'm gonna be like, yeah, the clockies. Like, I'm gonna start talking like that. I guarantee by day two. So, um, yeah. Then look at the curly railing. My dad's family designed it and maintains it. Awesome. Yes, Anchor. I believe that is the name. We were just watching like a documentary on it, and I was like, oh no way, we're headed that way, like we're going right through there. So I'm like, we might as well just stop and have some lunch there, and we'll see if we could even have lunch there. If not, we'll stop on the way back. But yeah, um, tiny shark, do do. You right? Thank you. I will drive. Not safe. No, no. When I got the kids in the car, so thankfully I have a newer car, a newer Honda. Well, my wife does, and the nice thing about it is it's kind of like a Tesla. Like most of the newer cars that you get that are kind of a little bit higher end or fully loaded, I should say, tend to have features similar to a Tesla. So it does kind of self drive itself for most of the time. So I just hit the cruise control and everything just automatically does everything for you. So uh, I don't really drive like I used to back in the day. So my foot's probably hovering over the brake maybe 90% of the time. So Anchor Bar and Grill and also Yummy Beef on Weck. I love Boston. Yeah. I just came in and you copy me? Yep. You sound like Kevin with your Chicago accent. My Chicago? Oh yeah, the Boston. The Chicagoan comes out every once in a while. I mean, I was born and raised here. I mean, I'm probably what, maybe 30 minutes from Kevin, 30 minutes east. So I'm actually closer to the city than Kevin is. Like the city limits are just at the end of my block here. Well, like 2 or 3 blocks for me, but right down the street there. So for me to drive downtown is like with bad traffic, it's about a half-hour drive to downtown. How do I know this? Because I just drove downtown the other night because me and the wife had a fun night there. So you grew up in Evanston. Oh man. Oh, that's like fake Chicago. That's like wannabe Chicago right now. I've been to Evanston quite a few times, and I will tell you that one of my favorite wing places are in Evanston, Buffalo Joe's. That is great. I love Buffalo Joe's. I've been wanting to go back there. It's been a while since I've been back there, but the wife the wife doesn't want to go back because the last time that we ate there was like feathers in the wings, and yeah, she just can't handle that. So, oh, you did the menus for them? Awesome. Yeah, we usually go to the one on what is it, Howard Street? It's like right next to a pizzeria. It might be Giordano's. So there's the L, or no, maybe it's the Metro. Maybe it is the L. I don't know. A train, and then you cross the street. There's a pizza place on the corner. Or there was. Again, it's been a couple of years since I've been there. And then there's a alleyway, and then there's Buffalo Joe's right there. So authentic wings with feathers, yeah. So she can't do that type of stuff. It's just it trips her out. Like Like my personal favorite is Hooters, and that I know a lot of people are going to be like, "Ill Hooters." Oh my god, I love breaded chicken wings. Okay, I'm a big fan of them. I always have been, and Hooters has the best breading that I've had so far for chicken wings, and it can't be beat. Now, to be honest, I'll even choose their buffalo shrimp. Yeah, you heard that right, buffalo shrimp. Don't knock it till you try it. Over that, anything on the menu at Buffalo Wild or Hooters. So, but anyway, I personally like that a little bit better. So finally had Chicago pizza before Murph. You went to Uno's. Uno's is okay. Due's is a little bit better. Uh, I'm not a big fan of Giordano's or Gino's East. My personal favorite is Lou Malnati's. And I know that's a little bit cliche nowadays because it's like the popular one now. But I truly think that they're the better of the pizza, in my opinion. But either one that you go to. Another one that I keep hearing a lot about is Pequod's. And it looks delicious. Every time I see it, like their deep dish looks real good. So I'm invested to try and go and see that or taste that one day. So, um, yes, I did the menu when they only had the one near Northwestern. Yeah, I think that's the one that I go to because Northwestern is like a hop, skip, and a jump down the street there. So perfect place for them because college town they'll never go out of business. So many people there. You walk in and it's like you walk in the entrance. Or, I'm sorry. Yeah, you walk in the entrance, you take a right, you walk through another entrance door, and then you make a quick left, and there's the counter right there. So, but yeah, everybody's got their own go-to pizza place. I know a lot of people go to Giordano's when they're here, but in my opinion, it's more tomatoey tasting the pizza there than anything else. So. Another cool place to go to, which is definitely a unique experience to Chicago, is the Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder. So it's you're basically at a house, okay? Like okay, you see New York, right? How the houses are lined up side by side and everything. Like that's how like Manhattan looks and stuff like that. I've never been in downtown New York. I've only seen it um, from a distance from New Jersey, sure. Um, but how that's set up is how old downtown Chicago was, and there's still quite a lot of buildings like that. And um, Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder is set underneath somebody's like townhouse or apartment, whatever you want to call it, house. And it's really cool. And it sits, maybe like 50, 60 people, if that, which is very, very small. It's very compact, but you walk in there and it's all like wood tables, wood backing and everything. It's an old style looking tavern, and they do pizza pot pie essentially. So they bring it out, it's upside down, and then they flip it over, and it becomes a pot pie essentially. And I'm not saying it's like great pizza or anything, but it's a unique experience. It is good in my opinion. Because I'm pizza is probably lowest on my list for food. Like, yeah, I live in Chicago, and pizza's my last. If somebody told me that pizza no longer exists tomorrow, I wouldn't bat an eye. I wouldn't be a minor thing. I say that as I just downed a Jack's Pizza this afternoon by myself, but whatever. So, this place on Rush, maybe I don't know. If you search on TikTok or on YouTube, you'll see videos all about it. But yeah, Chicago is definitely very fun. It is a very unique experience, and it's funny because like everybody I know that has moved away from Chicago, they always come back. And it's funny because it's like everybody's like, ah, Chicago this, Chicago that. It's terrible. It's overpriced. This is just cities turning to crap, and they still come back because one of the things that I told my old manager, because they at the time they wanted me to move to Seattle and take over the company warehouse there. And I went out there and I scouted and I was like, you know what, this is okay, but it's just not the same. Like Chicago has so many different types of foods that it's unmatchable to anywhere else that I've been so far. Um, like I can go walk outside, walk down the block. I have Polish, I have Albanian, I have Middle Eastern, I have Korean, I have Chinese, I have any American food that you can think of, barbecue. I can I can get literally anything that I can think of within walking distance of me. And I'm not even in Chicago. In Chicago, it is 10 times fold that. So it's crazy. So here, I'll share my screen with you guys to show you exactly where it is. So this is what it looks like. So like there's somebody's house right on top here, and this is Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder. And like I said, it's very unique. They have other stuff besides pizza, right? Um, but like this is what it looks like, and it's really really good. It's a very unique thing, and these come upside down. Let me see if I could find. This is amazing too. This is like their cheese bread or something. It's orgasmic. Like oh my god, I love that stuff. Um, oh, they already did it. Come on now. Oh, there we go. There you go. So it comes out like this in this little pot. They flip it upside down, and there you go. There you go. There's your pizza. And really, one pizza is good enough. But like, this is pretty much it. There's a handful of seating behind this camera angle here, but that's it. Like I said, maybe 60 people can fit in there at a time. But it's very fattening Italian style food. As everything that I've had there so far is really really good. It's nothing to write home about, but it's good. So, but it's definitely an experience because just the way that things are done there is different than what you've ever seen ever before. So it's really really cool. I dig it. And then this like cheese bread, they have a whole like grinder right here um, of this stuff, and I try not to steal this every single time I go because it's just so good. Like you just put that on bread and you're good. Put a little butter on it. Look at that. It's just oh man, making me making me 10 pounds heavier just thinking about it. Let's see. It's over by the Lincoln Park Zoo. It's on Clark Street. So here, you guys get to see. So like I said, it's somebody's house essentially. Now, I don't know if anybody really lives here or not, but yeah, this is like a $2 million house if it does. Like all these houses around here are $2 and $3 million houses. Like that's a house across the street, so crazy. But yeah, you just walk in there and it's right below it, just like the old like I said, New York style stuff. So yeah, insane, insane in the membrane. I've overstayed my welcome here, but not bad. I'm always down to go for food. I am a secret fat kid, so I love food, and that's one of the things that like I was saying earlier. I told my boss, I'm like, I can't leave Chicago. I can't. And he's like, why? I'm like, I can't leave the food. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, absolutely, 100%. I cannot leave the food of Chicago because everywhere I've gone to, they have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but they don't have everything. Like I can't just go get up right like right now. It is 11:30 p.m. my time. I can get up and go and get anything I want right now. Excuse me. Like I can go and get some really good tacos. We need to kidnap Sam Prentice next time he's in town and take him into the city, right? Excuse me. Sorry. I'm sure I just killed all your eardrums. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, I would love to take Sam out there. I think he would have a blast. Um, but the problem is he usually stays with Tripod, which is out by Kevin there. Uh, so he's way far from the city, and every time he comes in, I'm like, dude, you have to come out here because it's just like it is a different experience. And I know everybody. It's funny because everybody's like, oh my god, this city's so terrible. Like Chicago's horrible. Um, and sorry. Chicago's so terrible and this and that. And I'm like, everything that you guys see, know, or hear is just like it's BS. Um, I don't I don't see that anywhere. Like I can go to the bad side of town and still come back alive. So why is it not showing my comments here? Facebook broken again? Of course it would be. Why wouldn't it? Because Facebook is Facebook. Let's see. I wanted to see any Chicago sports game. You guys know how to have fun. Absolutely. Propaganda for sure. 100%. And I always laugh because like I had um I had a friend he lives in Utah or Colorado, and it was it Cinco de Mayo, and some stuff happened at Little Village. Now, Little Village is not the greatest of neighborhoods, but if you're there, chances are you're going to be okay. It's very rare that some bad stuff goes down. And I've even been down there at 2 in the morning and I'm okay. Maybe that's just me because I don't really have a care for that. Like if somebody decides to open up fire, okay, it is what it is. It's life, that's how I think about it. So but it was funny because they sent me a video and they're like, "Oh my god, a shooting happened. Are you all right?" And I'm like, "Dude, this is 40 minutes from me. Like that's a whole other country essentially. Like that is a whole different town, a whole different area, like completely different. You got to understand like Chicago is big, but it's sectioned off. So like take for example, okay, New York has Manhattan, it has Brooklyn and stuff like that. Chicago has like 16 different areas to go into. Like like there's Ukrainian Village, there's Little Village, there's Belmont, which is like the Polish area. So like everybody has their own little area. Belmont and Cragen, all kinds of different things. Like, yeah, it's Chicago, but it's got its own separate like name to it. And that's where people get confused because they think all of Chicago is bad when they see it on the news. But the problem is they get it twisted. What's up, Twisted? Um, because everybody just sees tunnel vision and that's it. So, and I'm not saying that like it's wrong to do that. That's to be one sided about that because that's how everybody is. But it's just hysterical when people are like, "Oh my God, you guys are going downtown Chicago? It's going to be so bad." I will go down there at any point in the night, any time during the day. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change the way that I feel about the city. And I live in the suburbs. I'm not a Chicagoan technically. I am a suburbanite. I've been a suburbanite my entire life. But like Chicago, fine. I'll go hop on the blue line right now and head right down to Chicago. Have no problems with it. I'll go walking around. Nobody will mess with me. You know, maybe a bum will come up and ask me for some change here and there, but that's about it. Nothing bad's really going to happen. It's very rare that that will happen. And even in the bad parts of the neighborhood, the quote unquote ghettos, you're still going to be okay. It's very rare that something bad will happen. Now, if you go there on some crazy days, some stuff might go down. But it's very rare that anything bad will happen because when something bad does happen, that was a targeted event. Okay? So it's directed towards somebody specific. And yeah, you might get hit if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. It happens. But that can happen anywhere in the world. You know, if you're at a bank, somebody could just up and rob it at some point. It's the luck of the draw, you know. It's life. There's no need to shelter yourself from everything. It's crazy. Don't go under the city at night. It's okay. I've been down there. I was just down there the other night. Me and the wife. We were walking under. Was it Whacker? It was Damon. Yeah, I think it was Damon. But we were under the city. We were underneath it. Like, and it was fine. I have no problem with it. I have friends that go down in Whacker Drive. They do they do street racing down there, drifting and whatnot. Perfectly fine. So I explain it like Chinatown, but all ethnic groups, all different neighborhoods, Newtown, Old Town, Boys Town, Gold Coast, Devon Avenue. Yes, exactly. Like everybody's got their own little niche. Like you want to go and have a good time, go to Boys Town. You'll have an absolute blast. Guy, girl, whatever you want to identify as, you will have an absolute blast in Boys Town at night. And you know what? It's not a good area. It's not, but you'll have fun and you'll be okay. You'll be okay. Trust me, I've been down there at 2, 3 in the morning picking up people a couple of years back. Well, no, it's been over 10 years now, but back when I was way, way younger and didn't know any better, like picking up people. Like it was funny because like it was me, my wife, at the time girlfriend, and her friend, and we were going to pick up her sister because she had lived right in Boys Town. And there was a McDonald's right next to it. McDonald's is closed now, but I walked outside, and the guy was like, "Man, you got a girl in one arm and a girl on another arm, man. Shit." Like this homeless guy coming out there. It was just funny. Like it's funny how people perceive it, and it's way over exaggerated than what it needs to be. So um, I walked around NYC at 3 a.m. and felt safe. It's who you are around. Yep, I'm keeping away from people unless you hear Kevin and you scare a carjacker away. Yep, exactly. I was downtown by the Yeti store, and the brother with dreadlocks hollered at me when I was crossing the street and told me I had a beautiful family. See? And so yeah, you talk about Milwaukee. I've been to Milwaukee. So here's the thing, okay? And this might be why I think the way that I do is because I used to repossess cars in the south side of Chicago, okay? Late at night.
South Hollands, Gary, Indiana. Don't go to Gary, Indiana. Um, but yeah, all of the South area there, including some of the Indiana area, and I'd be perfectly fine. We had one instance where it was like we might have had a possible brawl, but that wasn't nothing. It didn't happen. We just had a little bit of a scuffle with a group of people trying to grab their car. Rightfully so, they have the right to beat us up because we're trying to come and repossess their stuff. And it was like 2:30 in the morning, and yeah, this guy comes out with his other buddy, and another guy shows up, and they ended up just taking off. Okay, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, you know. And I've been down there, and then on top of it, before that even, I used to do security systems all on the south side of Chicago. So like Harold's Chicken, ooh man, when I had Harold's Chicken for the first time, woo that was some delicious food, man. And I was on 89th and like 94, like way up there, not in a great neighborhood at all. Um, and yeah, I was perfectly fine doing security systems up there, you know. And I was shoot, I was 18, 19 at the time, somewhere around there. I had to be like 20, so I was a young kid. I have a crazy story going to Berlin and Boys Town. Remind me at Earthtopia. Will do. Yeah, that is a rough job. Me and my older brother used to do it, and it was fun because it was cash. So you know you go and do your normal job, and that would pay you under the table at night. And I had nothing better to do, and it was great. You know, you grab a car if you were able to take it home. That's $100 a car. That would be a good night. If you got three cars, that's $300 a night. That's a good night. So crazy stuff, man. But I think we're gonna end the live stream here. It's been a little over 2 hours on the live stream. That's I think more than enough for everybody. But yeah, I'll probably hop on to the Tiki Talks as I normally do late at night. So if you guys want to join me there, I'm readily available. I usually start my live streams there at about 12 o'clock, so it's kind of strange for me to be here on a live stream before then. But I figured, hey, I haven't done this in a while, so it was good having some talking and shooting the shit with everybody, and yeah, having fun. And yeah, so TikTok super late. Yes, definitely all the time. That's because I'm usually with the family, putting the kids to bed, and just having some time to wind down and relax, doing what I need to, and then I take care of everything. Um, so yeah, but I thank you guys all for chit chatting and stopping in and saying hi, and yeah, sticking around for the stream. If you guys aren't liking and following, go ahead and do so. That would be great. If not, well, that doesn't matter. But that's pretty much it, guys.